the wisdom of the Prophet ﷺ is something that we have lost in our community. We've lost it. And it's something that we need to regain, and it's regained with knowledge, because the Prophet ﷺ, إِنَّمَا بُعِثْتُ مُعَلِّمًا, I was sent to teach. It's regained with humility, because he was the most humble of men, and he said, أُمِرْتُ أَنْ أَتَوَاضَعَ, I was commanded to be humble, حَتَّى لَا يَفْخَرَ أَحَدٌ عَلَى أَحَدٍ, until no one deems himself superior to any other. Because if the Prophet was humble, then who am I not to be humble? If the best of creation was humble, who am I not to be humble? The Prophet was commanded to be humble. Everything about him was wisdom. Everything he did, the way he ate, the way he sat, the way he walked briskly. He walked with intention. He didn't meander. When he spoke intelligently. He never minced his words. He always spoke beautifully. If he joked with truth. And then he honored people. There's a beautiful hadith. Asma al-Ansariya came to the Prophet ﷺ, and she said, Ya Rasoolullah, ana wafidatun nisa. I was sent by the women. So they picked this woman, Asma al-Ansariya, to come and speak to her. And she said, Ya Rasoolullah, ba'athaka Allahu ila rijali wa nisa. Allah sent you to the men and the women. فَآمَنَّا بِكَ وَبِإِلَهِكَ. We believed in you and in your God. وَنَرَى أَنَّ اللَّهَ فَضَّلَ الرِّجَالَ عَلَى النِّسَاءِ بِالْجَمْعِ وَجَمَاعَاتِ. But we see Allah has given some preference. The men, they get the jama', they get to gather, like Jumu'ah, they get to go to Jumu'ah, they don't have problems, there's no little room in the back, smelly, or hidden with a curtain or something like that. No, they get to go in the big nice masjid, right? وَجَمَاعَاتِ. The women were encouraged to pray in the homes. They can pray in the masjid, but they were encouraged to pray in the home. The men go to the jama'ah, and the jama'ah, the Prophet said, is 27 times better. And then she said, وَبِالْحَجِّ بَعْدَ الْحَجِّ. And hajj after hajj. For the woman, it's mandub, she make the fard one time. And then it's because it's jihadun nisa. And then she said, and then jihad. They get jihad, fi sabilillah. The Prophet ﷺ said, he said, التفت إلى أصحابه بوجهه كله. He looked at his companions with his entire face, and he said, هل سمعتم أحسن مسألة من مسألة هذه امرأة? Have you heard a better question than the question that came from this woman? Like he's pointing out, look at the intelligence of this woman. And the Sahaba, they said, Wallahi ma kunna nadhunnu anna nisa. We didn't think women could come up with things like this. Right? He's teaching them, no. Right? Shaqa'iq al-rijal. They're your other halves, your better halves. Right? And then he said, Ya imra'a, listen woman. He said, Aqri as-salam ila nisa khalfukum. Khalfaki. Give salam to the women that you left, who sent you. And then he said, Wafhami, understand this. حسن تبعلكن يعدل ذلك كله. Just being a good companion equals all of that the men are doing. Just being a good companion equals all of that the men are doing. That's amazing hadith. And that's who he was. He was somebody that elevated and honored people.